Today, a lot of you supported the idea of me showing you my TJ Maxx kind of like discount bargain hunting haul and like the best deals I've acquired. I have more, but like the things that I have with me and the things I just acquired just recently, I'm going to show you all of that. I'm very proud of the things that I think I scored quite a few really good items.
And basically almost everything you see there, it's also my finds from TJ Maxx and Marshalls. I'm particularly proud of that lamp that I got just the other day. There are many lamps and most of them are, to me, look all the same. But that one, I like that it was a brushed kind of matte gold, kind of brassy surface. And the lamp is not too big, not too small, and I got it for $8. Can you believe it? I think it looks much more expensive than $8. It was like triple sale, basically. It was heavily discounted. I got some trays because TJ Maxx, I don't know if you can see them. I just don't remove them because they have a bunch of jewelry on them. So these kind of, like display cupcake trays or whatever, with a bunch of funny bunnies. So very often, that's another tip for you. If you're not a prisoner of tradition, if you don't consider yourself enslaved to the traditional decorations, then you can buy incredibly good porcelain, incredibly really good home decor in TJ Maxx and Marshalls for like $1 or $2. Like those stands with bunnies, because bunnies are the symbols of Easter in the United States. A lot of people literally just shop for bunnies 2 weeks in a year. I'm not really married to the idea that I cannot have any decor items with any animals that are bunnies, like in June, only in April. I'm not really married to like the things that are only for Easter or only for Halloween. Well, I guess, if it's a good dragon, I'll have it year-round around me. So I got those little bunny displays that are like really nice white porcelain for $1 each. I think it was even under $1 each. And what I really like, these kind of like kitchen-like, not very useful but well-made decor things. I like them for organizing my makeup, my perfumes, my jewelry, sometimes my nail polishes, some of my bathroom stuff. Because if you try to buy a jewelry stand, it can easily, like a really ugly metal or plastic thing, or maybe not so ugly, but kind of like really cheaply made, will easily cost you $30. Go to the kitchen clearance section of TJ Maxx, Home Goods, or Marshalls. You'll find all kinds of super cute porcelain, beautifully painted, exquisitely, delicately designed containers, bowls, stands, cup holders, whatnot for 10% of the price. So when I go to your home section of TJ Maxx or Marshalls, I usually just turn off, I try to expand my thinking. I don't look at these things like, oh, this is a cup or a mug, so I can only use it as a mug. I try to think about it overall. So it's very common for me, for example, to use beautiful decorated bowls, or like mate tea, it's like basically a little cup but without a handle. It's like a mini bowl if you wish. I use them for my earrings. I use them for like some of my jewelry. I use them for decants, like little bottles, like any kind of like miscellaneous stuff that needs to live somewhere. You can put it in a really beautiful object and spend very little money for it. So this is kind of my tip of how to approach the home decor sections of these stores. Now, perfumes and makeup. Actually, not much I can show you. Out of everything that I looked at, I'm just not very lucky, I think. It's from a box. This is the only purchase that I found recently when TJ Maxx reopened. And I saw so many TJ Maxx perfume hauls. For example, like quite a few from Sarah May's. Congratulations, she scored like really good deals. I guess it's been a while since I've been in North Carolina, but like I do remember living there that they had actually better selection in the TJ Maxx and Marshalls than the one that I found in Maryland or New York even. But anyway, not many. I didn't even see a single perfume on clearance. when in Florida, at least in our part of Florida. And the only one that I found and I knew that I liked, I kind of bought it just to like, all right, it's actually one of my favorites for summer, easy to wear. This is Moschino Cheap and Chic I Love Love. This is my 4th bottle. I've been using it ever since I was like 20 years old at this point. Unabashedly synthetic DNA. This brand is not known for its attempts to recreate the most believable mimosa or gardenia. That's not it. They make fun, flirty, citrusy synthetics. But they usually all have something punchy and flirty and a little bit silly about them. And this is what I like about Moschino as a brand overall. So this basically is it's like a smell of Fanta. It's like the smell of orange soda. That sums it up. It's sweet, synthetic orange with a little bit of a, I think somewhat an ozonic feel. Like there's something kind of refreshingly like ocean breeze kind of air freshener in it. But I really like the sweet orange here, even though it's like it's not a believable orange juice with the with the delicacy of the skin, the little oily branch. No, none of that. This is Fanta. This is Fanta in a bottle, but I love it. I love it for summer, and for me, it's something that is so unapologetically fun and silly. The smell of Fanta, like the orange sweet soda, I love it. I've used up 3 bottles of this. 3. And when I found that there's 100 ml, right? Yeah, it's 100 ml. 100 ml for $12 is a fair price. Oddly enough, this perfume is not that easy to find for like a really cheap price. To me, the fair price of it is $10 or $12 for 100 ml. But you look online, $25, like sometimes even $30. It's not really worth $30. Like save yourself $30, 1 month, 2nd month, and then you can buy a really nice niche perfume for $60. $10, yeah, just fun. I like it. Clothing is where I really go bananas when I get to these stores. I cannot stand wearing the same thing. I don't know what it is. I always was a person of plenty. I always had a lot of perfumes, a lot of nail polishes, a lot of shoes, a lot of bags, a lot. Even when I was the poorest and I didn't there was a period when I couldn't really, my family couldn't really afford clothing for me, so I would wear other people's clothing. And maybe like once a year I would get like my own one thing, like maybe a sweater and a pair of jeans. Everything else had to be supplemented by some form of creativity, like stretching, changing, cutting old clothing, taking somebody else's donation. So I got very crafty in those years into modifying other people's clothing, hand downs, all kind of stuff. But even then, I had several things. When I had absolutely no money for perfumes, I would buy no-name perfumes. I would get what we call now decants, basically ask somebody to put it in some random bottle, and I would just put it on. I always had 5+ perfume bottles, always had 10+ nail polish bottles, etc., etc. The same goes with fashion. I live in diversity, and after moving and being stuck with the same clothing for almost 2 months, I was going bananas. I was just going off the wall nuts. I couldn't look at my clothing. And it's not bad kind of clothing. I always pick things that I like. It's just, there's something about my brain that when I have to look at the same thing over and over and over again, I can't stand it. I learned to hate it, basically. So when the TJ Maxx and Marshalls opened again, oh, I did some damage. Oh, I did some damage. I'm just gonna show you a few, sort of best of the best. First of all, I've got probably three piece and blouses. Basically this kind of design, you probably have seen in the recent video as well. They're usually either frills or kind of like bell-like sleeves with a small, they could be like a frill here or not, with a teeny tiny bow or something like that. I really like them, especially when they're made of rayon. Like the thing that I'm really bullish about is the composition of the thread. I cannot stand pure synthetics. It kind of depends, like sport-oriented synthetics are really good for what they need to do. For everyday wear, I need better fabrics. I need cotton, I need silk, I need wool, I need cashmere, I need rayon or viscose at the very worst. So this is cotton with viscose. I really find that this kind of patterning that is not non-offensive, but yet it really adds a little bit of an kind of like interest element to any outfit. I got these shorts, let me show you. So yeah, I got like a bunch of things that are more Florida appropriate because I didn't really have a lot of summer clothing. And I also, let me show you actually. I got this summer dress. I really bought it because it's very soft and kind of like delightfully bright. There's nothing special about the design. Cynthia Rowley, I think I got it for, let me think, I think it was $12. This was $8, the shorts were $10. All of that was clearance. And I also started looking at, I also do this thing sometimes, since my childhood I was very crafty when it comes to altering objects to fit my needs. I actually find it to be very creativity inspiring. Actually, before I had to do it because I had to do it, but when I grew up I started enjoying doing that. These kind of constrictions of dealing with, I don't know, a t-shirt that is three sizes too large but has a really nice, I don't know, flower somewhere. How can I twist, cut, kind of stitch it, but in a very crafty way, right? I'm not a professional sewing, you know, like technologist who knows the way the fabric flows and the way you should construct something. No, just very crafty. Here we're gonna do a hole here, we're gonna like hand sew this here, we're gonna move this there, and that's gonna be perfect. So I often go to TJ Maxx and Marshalls and I look at the section of oversized or sizes much larger than mine. If I find a thing, like some kind of piece of clothing made of really good fabric with a print that I love, I get it. Usually oversized clothing is even cheaper. I don't know why, maybe it's just like not as high of a demand for it, I don't know. But usually the same sweater in the extra small and small, medium, large size, it will be, let's say, $30. And then you go to the extra large and it will be $16, already discounted. So that's a tip for you. First of all, oversized sweaters and certain kind of blouses and certain t-shirts, they actually look really cool if you kind of know how to style them, and they're usually cheaper. And if you see something with a fabric make that you really like, you can usually, if it's big enough, you can alter it down to fit you better. But there's almost nothing you can do if you buy something that is too small. This is basically like a hard-earned lesson that I never try to buy things that are too tight or too small, because there's almost nothing you can do with that. You can always do something with a piece of clothing that is too large, but there's nothing you can do with something that is just too tight. So I got these pants basically. This is rayon with some of elastan, so it's both breathable and it's stretchy. And since I couldn't really find any good shorts and they were not discounted at all, it's Florida, everybody's wearing shorts, I thought, like, why don't I just get some interesting pants that I like the make of and I like the pattern, and I just freaking cut them. So the shorts that I saw were like, I think these ones were on sale. And these are like a very nice kind of elegant short, high-waisted shorts. $10, that's okay. But the rest of them were $25, $35, Like, for shorts, a bit much. Considering that I need 10 pairs to be happy, that's too much. So I started looking at pants. And this particular one fit me like a glove. I really like the fabric. I like the type of play that is here. It's very flattering for my figure. And tall pant was $15. Much cheaper than the very boring denim shorts that I saw for $25, don't you think? Absolutely adorable statement crop top. It's all crochet and lace and all kinds of like mastery here. I will make a video with it one day, you'll see how it fits. Such a beautiful piece and fairly modern because there's no sleeve and it's a crop top, so it kind of like I think ends here. That was $10 on the clearance. And what I really like about this, that it's all cotton and it also has a lining fabric that is also cotton. That's something that I absolutely can't stand. Like, this is just drives me mad when I find like a silk skirt, let's say, and it's silk on the top and synthetic lining. It's like, what? What's the point of silk if your skin doesn't touch it, but instead it's being clogged and suffocated by clingy wet elastin, or like 100% some synthetic fiber that doesn't breathe at all. Like, what's the point of the silk shell? It's absolutely no point, none whatsoever. So I always pay attention to what the lining is made of, because that's what's going to touch your skin. That's what will determine comfort versus agony when you wear something. Really cute top. Again, did I tell you how much it was? $10. And I found a number of Rachel Zoe kind of like faux silk satin skirts. I absolutely love like designs like that. It's just an A-line long skirt, really beautiful. They were all heavily discounted. I just couldn't find my size. So this is think large. So this is Rachel Zoe large. It was $8. I fell in love with the orchid color. Isn't that amazing? But it's a bit too much for me. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to very lightly alter it, just like stitch it by hand to make it smaller, to make it fit my figure. And again, with kind of skin tight on the thighs and on the lower part skirts, you should always size up, and then just take needle and a little bit of thread. You just put it on. You kind of roughly figure out how much you need to sew in, and that's it. You just then sew it like this, and it will become like a glove. It will fit you like a glove after you've done it. These are kind of small alterations that make a big difference in the way things sit on us. The thing that is much harder to do is the top part. All of the seams that have to happen on the back, near the chest, here. This is the hard part. When it comes to skirts and to a certain degree pants, if you find the fabric that you like, size up. It's very easy. It's literally one alteration to get it to fit you perfectly. Last one is, it's my like Florida dedicated purchase. Florida is what? Tropical flowers, gaudy, kitschy, bright, over-the-top style, leopard print or animal print, crystals, lace, plus velvet, plus cuts, plus this, plus that, plus neon tropical flowers, plus statement jewelry. I'm trying to embrace the local kind of aesthetic and culture while still keeping it to my own taste, to my own aesthetic. So I found this absolutely adorable leopard print skirt. I was like, all right, this is me in Florida. We're gonna embrace like animal print my way. So this is, I think it's also Rachel Zoe. Yeah, I love her sense of style. Rachel Zoe, I still remember her like style reality show. It was pretty good actually. And she had a lot of great tips. But since then she became a serious businesswoman, so it's beneath her, our loss, because she was really fun. And meanwhile, in that reality TV show, she actually did explain a lot about styling. And I do find that her take, even on the super affordable, because this is her clothing line, the Rachel Zoe, at least the recent editions, they're really not that expensive. This is not like a highbrow. She's not trying so hard, at least not anymore, to fit into this kind of couturier world of fashion. But I think it's actually more heartwarming to me, because when normal people can enjoy good taste and modern fashion while not breaking the bank, I think this is overall better for the business and for the world. So I always, when I see her mark that it's Rachel Zoe, I always take a double look on any piece of clothing, because even if they look weird or odd or not my cup of tea, there's always something there. Her designs always have a little bit of that signature Hollywood stylist in them. So this is basically a dark animal print, layered pleated skirt, which goes a little under the knee. I find this to be the most elegant yet modern way, because it's like the pleated chiffon. It's very trendy, the pleated skirts. Animal print, very Florida, but done in a very subdued kind of New York way. I love it. And again, it's such a versatile piece. You can put it with a chunky sweater if you live up north, with a cami tank top if you live down south. There are like many ways to dress it up or dress it down. This one was $6. For $6, it's a steal. It's so stylish, at least to me. I don't know. Maybe not everybody's cup of tea, but I find that this kind of subdued and chiffony type of animal print looks the best. All right, this is it when it comes to my TJ Maxx haul and the best bargains. There's probably more that I could show you, so if you're curious to see more, please let me know and I'll make a second part of this video. If you had any incredible finds yourself, please let me know. I love those stories. Again, like I'll never forget when I saw in the, like a perfume haul, when the blogger said that she got Amouage for $70 in TJ Maxx. I think it's just, that imagery will forever stay with me, because this is, I can only dream. I can only dream, and for some reason I'm not really lucky when it comes to perfumery and discount stores, but you know, maybe one day. So far my best deals were clothing, shoes, purses, and actually and sunglasses. Nina Ricci, huh? I think it looks pretty cool. Yeah. Alright, I'll be waiting for your comments. Thank you so much for watching. I hope it was at least somewhat entertaining or useful for you. Please like and subscribe if you like my video, and I'll see you in the next one.